We're with the Newmarket Fire Department. This is going to be our video on how we're going to deploy and pack our Minuteman hose lay on all of our apparatus for the cross lays. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we have our nozzleman and we have our backup firefighter or engineer, and they're going to deploy this hose. So we're going to deploy this red one first, and you can tell that this side is the one that we're going to deploy because the nozzle is pointing towards us. You can see on this orange hose it's not pointing towards us. So our nozzleman is going to go in here and he's going to take his nozzle on the top half of the stack. He's going to shoulder the load, make sure it's balanced on his shoulder, and he's going to start walking out. Our backup firefighter or engineer is going to take the second half of the load. So he's going to grab it and start walking laterally against the truck. And he's going to go until it dumps all of the load from the hose bed. So that's dumped right here. Now let's go over to our nozzle fireman. Say he's at the door and we still have all this hose on his shoulder. How he's going to flake it out. He's going to throw it down on the ground. He's going to grab the nozzle and a coupling, and he's going to start swimming the load. And now he's ready to go. He's got the hose all flaked out and ready to go. Boom. Alright, good. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to deploy the hose as like a single firefighter to show that it can be done like during the day when we have manpower issues. So our nozzleman is going to do, he's going to pull the nozzle at this point. Go ahead. He's going to shoulder the load like we did before. It comes out a lot easier compared to our last packing style. Shouldering the load, he's going to turn back. With the second arm, he's going to pull the loop. And now he's going to clear the bed. He's going to walk out until his bed is closed. If our engineer is on top of his stuff, he's going to come over and make sure that the hose bed is deployed completely. Hose is taut. Our nozzleman is going to walk back over to where we're going to attack the fire, front door. And by himself, he has all that hose on his shoulder. He's going to show you how he's going to deploy that. On the ground, nice and easy. He's going to grab a coupling and a nozzle, and he's going to walk out. As he's walking out, he's going to swim the load, just like that. And boom, we're all ready to go. Alright, so now we're going to start packing our Minuteman cross lay. You can see that we have two different 100-foot sections. This 100 feet is going to be our supply load, and then the second 100 feet is going to connect at the top as our attack load connected to the nozzle. So our guys are going to start packing here, just like a regular load. It's going to be in the hose bed, nice and short. We're going to keep everything short and inside the fins of the cross lay.
Got it. Good.
You can see how our guys are communicating throughout the whole process, whether they need slack, whether there's a coupling, whatever needs to be done, so that it's a quicker packing process.
Yep, got it. Slack on your end. Slack on your end.
Alright, so once we're going to get up to our 7th fold, we're going to create a bite on both sides. You can see the creative bite, kind of just enough for a gloved hand. And now the female end of this supply load is going to just hang over the opposite side of the engine. And since this is the side that we're going to deploy this hose on, we're putting the nozzle facing towards us so that the nozzleman firefighter can identify which hose he's going to deploy. He looks at which one the nozzle's facing at him. As we saw before, he's just going to grab the nozzle and go. But they're packing this one exactly how they've been doing it the whole way. Nice and short, nice and neat, right on top of the nozzle.
Good.
And then now we're getting to the end here, and we'll show how to connect it to
Alright,
the
good.
top and the
Good.
bottom loads.
Coupling.
Alright. Got it.
So here. Alrighty, now we have our female coupling coming from the other side of the truck, and we're going to connect it up to our supply load on the other side. You can see that we left it hanging here.
Yep.
On the side of the bed. So now we're going to go ahead, connect the two. Hand tight, and now we're going to bring the rest of the slack up to the top, fold it over, and that's it. Now you can see what it looks like on the other side. Go straight to the top, and that's how these two disconnected loads are brought together. Alright, so this is how it's going to look on engine 2. Same thing's going to be on engine 3. Our protocol, what we're going to do is right is red, yellow is left. So the yellow is going to be facing the driver's side, and the red is going to be facing the officer side. And that's going to be applicable for all our apparatus as of now. We're going to change all our crosslays into the Minuteman. Now the reason we do the Minuteman is because it's a much more efficient crosslay, so that a single man can deploy by himself, or if we have a backup and a nozzleman, they can do it a lot more efficiently. Our old hose lay, as you guys could probably remember, put on your shoulder and it's tugging from the bottom, so guys have a tendency to just drop the whole load and then it's spaghetti on the front lawn. With this new Minuteman hose lay, it's going to abolish all those issues. So we just got to remember to get out there and practice it all the time. Alrighty, so if you need to pull a backup line after we pulled our primary, well, you have a couple options. One, you could pull the crosslay, the nozzle off, and you'll have to pull it through the other side and put the nozzle back on, okay? Because we have a little bit more time for a backup line deployment. Or we could take the crosslay, the engine 3/4 off the back of the apparatus. We have about 300 feet there. It's not going to be a Minuteman deployment because it's a multi-use type of crosslay, but that's how those are two different ways that we could do a backup line. So for the Minuteman, it's a directional crosslay. Okay, so one is facing one way, one is facing the other way. That's why you can't pull the nozzle through both ways like we do all the time on fires. We got to be cognizant of that so that we can take the nozzle off, pull it through so that it doesn't get stuck. But like I said, for a backup line, we have extra time to be able to figure out what we need to do if we're going to pull it off the back or if we're going to pull this through. So you have a bunch of options there. So that's pretty much our Minuteman crosslay video. Thanks for watching.